Alright, today's Black Friday and I've got a special promotion type of video for you today. This is a Twisted Lily video. They had asked me to provide them or give them 12 of my favorite fragrances or other fragranced items that they sell on their website. And that's the video today I'm doing. I'm going to let you know about 12 different items, 10 fragrances and 2 discovery sets. There is a discount code of Perfume Guy 20 that'll save you 20% off of all of these fragrances. So if you want to find out about them, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian, and yesterday I'm talking about 12 different fragrance items, 10 full bottles, 2 discovery kits from various brands that Twisted Lily sells. There's a 20% off discount code which goes until Sunday night. It's Perfume Guide 20. Let me get to the fragrances, but before I do, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So I wanted to do this quick video to let you know what those favorite items are, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the first one from the house of MAISON Francis KURKDJIAN, BACCARAT ROUGE 540 in the XERJOFF de Parfum concentration. This to me was a very disappointing fragrance when it first came out. Didn't really click with it, but later became a favorite. And I'm obsessed with the way it smells. It has one of the best trails ever. Very, very sexy, musky, ambroxan, woody, ambery, kind of a concoction. There's some light floral touches, a little aromatic, spicy, leathery touches from saffron, and of course this one supposedly has some almonds. Great fragrance. Check it out if you don't know it. It's very, very popular. This is MAISON Francis KURKDJIAN's BACCARAT ROUGE 540 in the XERJOFF de Parfum concentration. Next fragrance is a fragrance from the house of XERJOFF. This is SYMPHONIUM, this one right here. Really delicious chocolate orange combination with oud. There's some oud here, a couple of different kinds of ouds, but for me it's mostly about the oranges contrasted with a beautiful, rich, very, very luxurious chocolate note. It's a gorgeous gourmand. It's also a very intense concentration, wears beautifully, perfect, intense experience, but a great intense gourmand experience. So this is XERJOFF's SYMPHONIUM. Check that out. It's on the page, which I have linked in the info box. Traditionally, Twisted Lily provides a discount code for me, which is 10% off. It's Perfume Guide 10, but this page is 20% off of these fragrances, and that's Perfume Guide 20. Let's go to the next fragrance, and it is from the house of ROJA Parfums. This is Sweetie Oud. A gorgeous fragrance, really delicious gourmand, a unique gourmand, not chocolate, not vanilla, not caramel, but patisserie, bakery, a kind of a smell. So baked bread, baked croissants, very steamy, hot smelling fragrance with very unique notes that don't look like they're going to smell like a patisserie or a gourmand, but a wonderful fragrance from ROJA Parfums, really beautiful. There's oud in here, but it doesn't smell like a very oudy fragrance. It's mostly a bready gourmand. So this is ROJA Parfums Sweetie Oud. The next fragrance I'm talking about is from the house of AMOUAGE. This is OVERTURE Man, this one right here. This is really, really great. I actually had to go through my AMOUAGE to pull out some of the latest ones that I'm enjoying, and I really am enjoying this one a lot. It's a boozy fragrance and warm ambery, but there's muskiness and light animalic touches in here as well. That's very, very sexy. So you've got kind of gourmandish touches and the musky touches, a little bit of cumin in here as well for a gorgeous fragrance to wear when it's cold outside. I think it's a very, very sexy experience, and I absolutely love this one. And I like that kind of contrast with the booziness, with that kind of like fuzzy muskiness that's in here. Really, really delicious. AMOUAGE interlude, what am I saying? AMOUAGE OVERTURE Man is a great, great fragrance. Check that out. I haven't spoken about it, but you'll be hearing about that quite a bit. Really love that one. The next one I'm talking about is from the house of MONTALE. This is Intense Cafe. I always speak about this one because it is really delicious, and every time I introduce it to someone, they fall in love with it, especially folks that like, you know, gourmandish fragrances, but also with rose. This is a rose latte, I would say. The experience is just kind of a creamy, milky, rosy, kind of a coffee fragrance. You know, low on the coffee, more on the milk, latte-like experience with roses. Very, very delicious. Perfect when it's cold outside, and we are heading into winter now, so this will be perfect for you to wear. So this is Montale's Intense Cafe. And speaking of Montale, we've got Mancera. This is Mancera's red tobacco for a very, very fierce, very aggressive, ambery, sweet tobacco fragrance. It's a very, very intense fragrance experience, but one that's really, really spicy. It's delicious. It could come off overwhelming to some folks, but if you like it intense and overwhelming, and one fragrance that would, get people's attention because they'll notice your smell, then this is the kind of fragrance you would do it with. Red tobacco, an amazing fragrance from the house of Mancera. Very, very long lasting. Check it out if you don't know it. Next fragrance, going to the house of Ormonde. This is Tolu. Yeah, Tolu is a great fragrance, and this is another brand that I should, start speaking about, whereas I was talking about the fragrance there, Overture Man. This brand is a really, really classy brand. It's made for folks, the fragrances at least are made for folks that don't like them beast mode. Like if you don't like fragrances like red tobacco, overwhelming. You want, some subtleties with it, but you want those warm and kind of ambery notes. This is the kind of fragrance you would do it with. Really, really great. It's called Tolu because it focuses on Tolu balsam. So it's kind of like a sweet, ambery, balsamic note. There's a clean soapiness about it because it features some neroli or orange blossom in here, but a beautiful, gorgeous amber, sweet and kind of floral and a little soapy, as I said, citrusy. That is great fragrance. Ormonde's Tolu. Check that out if you don't know it. The next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Juliette Has a Gun's Not a Perfume Superdose. I really, really love this one for that kind of minimalistic experience. It's kind of in this ballpark of this, but this one has a lot more substance to it. It's almost like taking the ambroxan, but it's not ambroxan, it's Cetalox, which is kind of like a relative to ambroxan. Taking that and putting it in there and adding the additional notes that fragrance features, the Baccarat Rouge 540 XA. But this is the minimalistic version, but this is not the original Not a Perfume. This is the Superdose version, which is a little more intense, whereas some people say they can't smell Not a Perfume. You can totally smell this one, and I agree with people about Not a Perfume. It's very, very minimalistic, way more minimalistic than this. This actually on its own, there is a smell to it. You can totally smell it, and you can actually layer with this one as well, so you can use it on its own minimalistically for kind of an ambery, woody, musky experience, or spray this down and spray something fresh on top like a citrus, maybe some vanillic touches or things like that. It's a great fragrance. I really love it. So it's Not a Perfume Superdose from the house of Juliette Has a Gun. And then this is a fragrance from the house of GOUTAL Paris. I actually have the ANNICK GOUTAL version. This is Eau d'Adrien, which is a great lemony fresh fragrance. It's lemons and some citrus, additional citrusy notes, and there's also like cypress in here as well, so it's kind of a contrast of a woody green cypress note with the citrus tartness. So it's a tart sour experience, but very, very fresh. I feel like this particular fragrance is perfect when it's really, really hot outside, but it's a masterpiece. Definitely one of the fragrances that's definitely a masterpiece, and it's been around for a long time, and it really does smell great, and it's very, very lemony fresh and sour and tart, things like that. So that's Eau d'Adrien from the house of GOUTAL Paris. The bottle will be different than this when you click the link to Twisted Lily. And then the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about, and I'm going to talk about a couple of discovery sets, is Grand Soir, back to Maison Francis KURKDJIAN. A great warm amber, and if you compare these two, they're so different, and even though they're ambery fragrances, this to me is a warm, resinous, spicy amber fragrance, but when I wear it, I feel like there's a dusting of chocolate on it, very lightly sprinkled on this warm, gooey amber. So it kind of has like little bits of like cacao or chocolate on top of this delicious, warm, gooey amber. Very, very delicious. I really love it. It's kind of like what Absolute Pour Le Soir became. Even though that particular fragrance, Absolute Pour Le Soir, reminds me of a little bit of this without the booze, because it's got that kind of fuzzy muskiness. This to me is more of a wearable amber fragrance that's really, really delicious, and it's great to wear when it's cold outside. So Grand Soir is the last fragrance I'm talking about, and I don't have the discovery sets here as I think they are great discovery sets. First one is the ETAT Libre de Orange, the Almost Complete Collection Discovery Kit. and it features lots of different samples, but some fragrances I really love from this house. A very underrated, underhyped niche house, a little on the quirky side, a little kind of like edgy, but a great fragrances. And the fragrances, some of the fragrances it comes with are Fat Electrician, which is a great vetiver, but kind of a gourmand, creamy vetiver. Jasmine at Cigarette, it's a great jasmine with kind of like a cigarette smoke kind of a smell in there, contrasted with that jasmine. Tom of Finland, another sweet, kind of Swedish kind of leather fragrance, but a buttery, rich, creamy leather. RIEN Intense Incense, a great powerhouse type fragrance that features leather, incense, and aldehydes. So it's very, very intense. And then finally, I Am Trash, which is a great fragrance focusing on sweet, fresh, crunchy, crisp apples. But those are not all the fragrances that discovery kit comes with. There's a lot more, and it's a great way to discover this brand that not a lot of people talk about. I think it's a great house. I'm gonna do some more videos about this house very, very soon, so stay tuned. And then finally, Montale's OUDS discovery kit. Montale is a great house, and it's a great way to discover OUDS, and they cover OUDS a lot. I mean, they do it really, really well. And there's some great ouds in here. Oud Mazing is a great fruity oud, really great, kind of hinting at something like Angel or Coco Mademoiselle from the House of Chanel. It's that kind of an oud, sparkly, patchouli. Black oud, everybody knows about this one. A great oud with rose, oud and patchouli. I think it's a great smelling fragrance, really, really wonderful, intense. Dark oud, and then of course oud leather for additional ouds, but there's a lot more in the collection, and I think it's a great way to discover and learn about ouds and how the ouds smell. But it's not the only discovery kit that Montale has. They have other ones, but I think if you're into the idea of ouds, this is a great kit to start with. Anyway, those are the fragrances that are on this Twisted Lily page. This is a limited time 20% off discount code, so take advantage of it if you are looking for fragrances to buy for, you know, Black Friday as gifts for someone or gifts for yourself. These are currently going for 20% off with this discount code. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you're enjoying your Black Friday. Let me know what your thoughts are on these fragrances, and let me know which fragrances you are going to be enjoying this coming winter season. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.